You're watching Good Day Siouxland with Nick Wilson, Avia Hannon, and meteorologist Maggie Warren. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Well, good morning. It's 6:45 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Nick Wilson.
I'm Avia Hannon.
I'm Maggie Warren.
And we haven't had much rain in the region now the last couple days. Yesterday, maybe a little bit, but still pretty dry out there.
Yeah, most areas have seen days few and far between with rain. Looking at those 30-day rainfall percentages, less than really 200 for most areas, 260% there in Bloomfield, a little higher up there towards Sheldon and Esterbrook where they saw some heavier rain over the weekend, but for most areas starting to chip away at those surpluses we had, especially on that yearly rainfall. Many areas only at about 100 to 140% of that normal rainfall, where we were at 200 to 300% just a few months ago. So again, slowly starting to see things drying back out, but we do have a slight chance of wetter than normal conditions as we head into the next couple weeks of September. And I'll let you know about a couple rain chances coming up in your full forecast. Avia?
Well, thank you, Maggie. And President Donald Trump is trying to ease the tension at the CDC, asking drug companies to justify the success of vaccines for COVID-19.
Now, this comes as the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services faces ongoing backlash for changes in vaccine policy. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest from Washington.
This morning, President Trump is weighing in on the growing turmoil at the CDC, asking pharmaceutical companies to justify the success of their COVID vaccines, writing, quote, "Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree." The COVID vaccines were developed during Trump's first administration, but have been subject to policy changes since the president appointed Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a vaccine skeptic, to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. And now 9 of the CDC's former directors who served both Republican and Democratic administrations are speaking out.
We couldn't sit by and let that be without lifting up our voices and calling on Congress to fulfill its oversight function and look into the actions that are taking place.
The former CDC directors wrote in a New York Times op-ed that Kennedy has, quote, "severely weakened programs designed to protect Americans from cancer, heart attacks, strokes, lead poisoning, injury, violence, and more." The op-ed comes just days after the ousting of the CDC's new director, Dr. Susan Menares. Sources tell ABC News Menares disagreed with Kennedy over changes to the COVID vaccine policy. Kennedy defended the decision to oust Menares by calling the agency, quote, "trouble."
There's a lot of trouble at CDC, and it's going to require getting rid of some people over the long term.
Kennedy's Food and Drug Administration has scaled back the COVID vaccine approval to only seniors and people with high-risk conditions, raising concerns that the shot may no longer be covered for those who fall outside those criteria.
Amid the turmoil, Kennedy wrote an email to the CDC staff that reads, "This mission remains strong, and so does my full confidence in you." As for that op-ed, neither Kennedy nor the White House responded to our request for comment. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
And the Iowa Department of Natural Resources is set to start selling trees and shrubs for the fall and spring planting seasons. Starting today, Iowans can order seedlings from 23 native hardwood species, 8 evergreen species, and 15 varieties of smaller trees and shrubs. Each seedling costs between $1 and $1.30. Orders will be accepted through May 15th, and fall orders will be delivered in November, while spring orders will arrive in April or May. The Iowa DNR reports they sell around 1 million seedlings each year.
Elsewhere, new research indicates that poor air quality could increase your risk of dementia. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details in this Medical Minute.
A new study in the Lancet Planetary Health Journal found that long-term exposure to common air pollutants like fine particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, and black carbon is linked to a higher risk of dementia. These pollutants come from sources such as vehicle exhaust, industrial smoke, wildfires, and dust from construction sites. The researchers found that even small increases in exposure over a year or more can raise your risk. These pollutants can enter your bloodstream through your lungs and then travel to the brain, triggering inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are linked to cognitive decline. You can limit your exposure by checking your local air quality index and limiting outdoor activities on days of high pollution. Experts say stronger air quality rules could have big health, social, and economic benefits. Cleaner air means helping your mind stay sharp. With this Medical Minute, I'm Christiane Cordero.
Well, now it's time to meet today's Stray of the Day.
And every day we share a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue is waiting to go home.
That's right, and this is Woody, a 9-week-old male, short-hair, brown tabby kitten. He was found on the 200 block of Woodland Way, which is how he got his name. The rescue says this little guy is sweet and friendly. His favorite thing right now is eating food, which makes sense. After all, he's got a lot of growing to do. Woody is available for adoption now.
And if you lost your pet, you're looking to adopt, or you'd like to sponsor a pet for adoption, you can visit the rescue's website. Head over to SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com. Well, Woody looks like he's got a little bit of energy in that photo.
I was going to say, it kind of looks like in that picture he was in the middle of saying something. Maybe he's asking for more food or nicer weather conditions, Maggie.
Yeah, a little foodie of a cat, looking at a great day of weather too. Gonna like that for those cats if maybe he's an outdoor cat. Looking at a gorgeous start to the day, a gorgeous sunrise on our Ho-Chunk Center camera. Only issue is we're seeing some fog, so we do have dense fog advisories in place through all of our western counties and then through Plymouth, Woodbury, Cherokee, Buena Vista, and Ida counties. Those through 11 a.m. this morning. Temperatures sitting in the 40s and 50s, 49 there in Wayne. That temperature's actually dropped a bit as we do continue to see fog. Those dew point temperatures pretty much the same as those actual air temperatures. So we have reached that dew point, which is why we're seeing fog. Also seeing some calm winds out there as well, between about 3 and 5 miles an hour at most, as we get this piece of energy tracking off to the east. A cold front building in behind it as we take a look at that satellite and radar. As that happens, we do see some cloudier conditions later on, but for most of the day, we do stay sunny and dry, looking at an excellent day ahead before cloud cover builds into our Wednesday morning. Some shower chances arrive for us, and even some storms as this cold front tracks off to the east and to the southeast there. Looking at more shower activity for our Wednesday before we dry things out into Thursday morning. But for today, 77 degrees, mostly sunny before we see those clouds on the increase through the evening and night. Shower chances arriving for our Wednesday. Looking at those to clear out into Thursday, we see temperatures back into the mid-70s for Thursday, but a brief dip into the upper 60s for Wednesday. More shower chances Thursday and into Friday, and temperatures falling back into the upper 60s for Friday and for Saturday. Those overnight lows going to be in the mid and upper 40s, so some chillier air on the way. It's very brief though. We see some sunnier conditions. Temperatures back into the mid and upper 70s and even some low 80s closer to seasonal after some shower chances by next Monday. But we do have to get through some chillier days. Going to be some excellent football weather though for week 2 of Sports Zone. Avia.
Well, thank you, Maggie. And we turn to sports, where we had some Labor Day baseball to enjoy as the Sioux City X's wrapped up their regular season. Alex Huddleston has the highlights right here in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. I'm Alexander Huddleston. Welcome to sports. Let's kick things off with the X's up in Winnipeg, finishing their 2025 regular season. Gold Eyes in their final game of 2025. The X's already the #1 seed in the playoffs, looking to go still in on their feet. This one started fast, one down, runner on second, and Deshaun Knowles will send this one out of the park, bringing Henry George and himself home to make it a 2-0 ball game. Later, top of the 4th, it's 3-3. Austin Davis follows in Knowles' footsteps and smacks this one over that left field wall for a 2-run home run, taking back the lead at 5-3. Now, top of the 5th, Abdul Layer decided he wants to join the left field home run club in Winnipeg, scoring a 3-run homer, giving the X's a huge 8-3 lead over the Gold Eyes. And the X's would continue scoring after this and win this one 12-8, capping off the 2025 regular season with a win. But the fun is just beginning. The X's got the first seed in the 4-team playoff, giving them the power to choose their first opponent, in which the X's called up the Sioux Falls Canaries. If they win the best-of-3 series, they will then face the winner between the Kansas City Monarchs and the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks in the Western Division Championship. If the Explorers can win that, they would move on to face the winner of the Eastern Conference in the final. Well, that's it for sports. You guys have a great day, Siouxland.
Well, let's take a look at this morning's top stories.
It's what you need to know before you go. Breaking this morning, the network behind one of Sioux City's 2 downtown hospitals has officially acquired the other. According to a press release sent out just after 5 a.m., Unity Point Health has assumed ownership of Mercy One Siouxland Medical Center, including the hospital and several of its facilities. Unity Point's ownership took effect as of yesterday, September 1st. Unity Point Health emphasizes that Mercy One Hospital and the healthcare providers who work there will continue to conduct business as usual.
And the South Dakota Highway Patrol is rolling out a new technology to assist during vehicle chases. The new tool is called Star Chase. It's a GPS tracker that can be launched from the front of a patrol car that sticks to the rear of a suspect's vehicle. This way, rather than taking part in a high-speed chase that puts other drivers in danger, highway patrol troopers or other law enforcement agencies can keep track of the suspect and catch up with them later.
We can deploy the unit as the car is running away from us or fleeing. We can back off, and then a third party, like another trooper, supervisor, dispatch, can relay the message on where the vehicle's going. They can track it.
Troopers Hub says the South Dakota Highway Patrol has had their technology for a few weeks now. It's already been installed on several patrol vehicles and is not limited to just one make or model.
Well, elsewhere in Siouxland, folks celebrated the Labor Day holiday in a variety of ways. The Western Iowa Labor Federation held their annual picnic at Riverside Park yesterday. There was plenty of food and games, and the event also helped support a local soup kitchen. Nearly 200 people showed up for the fun, including Iowa State Senator-elect Caitlin Dray and congressional candidate Drew Dawson. We spoke with Dray about her upcoming plans after she takes office.
One of the things that's really important to me is making sure that our public schools are funded at a level that keeps pace with or exceeds inflation. And the other thing that I kept hearing over and over again from voters on the doors is that we have to find a way to stop legislating for the slimmest majority or minority at the top. That there are policies coming out of Des Moines and Washington, D.C., quite frankly, that only benefit that small minority of people at the very top of our economy, and we have to start legislating for the working class.
You can hear more from both Dray and Dawson in this story on our website, that's SiouxlandProud.com.